Welcome back. Today we got some exciting things to talk about, including a very important message from President Trump at a very large crypto conference. Is something going to be said? And what is going to be said, if anything? Let's discuss. Okay, before we get to that, we are opening the day with Bitcoin right around 85,000. It came down a little bit from last night, but overall, this is still a pretty good place to be compared to last week, right? When we were hovering around 81, 82, so we're still a little bit higher than that. But today, a day after the FOMC meeting, it does look like the US market is going to open in the red. Again, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. Wall Street is digesting what was said yesterday, and they're not so sure that anything was resolved as expected because there was not a lot of good things that was said. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. Trump did say that he thought that Powell should have cut the Fed fund rate. Okay, he did put it on Truth Social, although right now is probably not the time to do so, because normally speaking, when you cut the Fed fund rate, when you cut rates altogether, it can contribute to more inflation. So that's right now, that's not what Powell wants. That's not what anyone wants, because Powell also said yesterday that, generally speaking, tariffs slow down economies and increase tariffs or increase inflation. So, you know, that's the thing. Now, he did preface that by saying that those tariffs, okay, could bring transitory inflation. Now, that's a dangerous word to say because he said that before about inflation. Okay, back in the day when we had COVID and there were a lot of stimulus checks and stimulus forgiveness programs given out, and we had trillions of dollars being printed, he also said inflation was transitory. And he looked like a fool by saying that. Later on, he admitted inflation was entrenched and it wasn't transitory. He's kind of saying that again now. So we'll see if it's true. Okay, so right now we're still in that time. He basically said that he has to wait and see. He did confirm there will be 2 more rate cuts. Hopefully he sticks to that. But right now he has to wait and see what the implications are to the tariffs. And obviously there are more coming. In about a couple of weeks, we're going to have a lot more retaliation tariffs to a lot more countries, including India, which, you know, is a big country. And we have many other countries that we do trade with. What about Japan? Another big country, right? So we don't know the lasting effects of these tariffs, right? And of course, these countries are also going to be placing tariffs on US goods. So right now, just don't know. That's why Fed Chair Powell does not want to cut the Fed fund rate. And that's where we are. But you know what? I've been saying this, okay? I've been saying that this is kind of part of the plan because Trump and administration, they can't really force Powell to do anything. Powell can listen. Powell maybe can be swayed, but in the past, he has been pretty good at just staying the course. But what the administration can do is affect the 10-year yield. Okay, and actually I found this article from last month that said exactly that. Benson, the new Treasury Secretary, actually said, hey, they're focused more on the 10-year Treasury. Okay, and he actually laid it out. I must have missed this, but you know, he kind of laid it out exactly what they want to do. He said, if we deregulate the economy, if we get this tax bill done, we get energy down, then the rates will take care of themselves and the dollar will take care of itself, right? That's what I've been saying. Basically, cause a lot of uncertainty, okay? Get the market spooked. Everything will come down, and then the rates will come down. He's talking about the 10-year yield and also the strength of the dollar. If the strength of the dollar comes down, it's a great thing, okay? It allows the country to export more. It allows more foreign investments to come in. It allows like tourism to increase. These are all great things. It allows money to come in. It allows us to ship more products out there, right? And if the 10-year yield comes down, this affects a lot of things like commercial loans, mortgages, stuff like that. And look at it. Since the markets have been coming down, the 10-year yield have been coming down, including yesterday too. We're actually at a 1-month low right now. Obviously, if you go back, we're at a 3-month low. 6-month? No. We're at a 3-month low, but not a 6-month low, right? So we could definitely go further down. So it does seem like the plan is working. But still, with all the tariffs and everything that's coming, there could be more uncertainty, and we just don't know the broader implications. That's what's going on right now. But as relates to Bitcoin, with all the uncertainty, with all the irresponsibleness of government, including our own and others, right? What got us here in the first place, why we have so much debt, why we have trillions of deficit, right? Why we have all this is the reason why Satoshi created Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin is such a big deal. Why we now have a Bitcoin reserve, and even Trump recognizes the importance of it. And why now we have 30 plus states that are creating reserves themselves. North Carolina is proposing almost $1 billion reserve for Bitcoin. Arizona is very, very, very close to getting their reserve passed. Missouri also very close to getting theirs passed. We now have 30 plus states that are close to getting their reserves enacted, and Texas already has theirs. Okay, so despite all the macro stuff, despite all the things, the games that are being played right now, right? Bitcoin is still the asset to hold and to DCA. Apparently, we filled all the near-term gaps, so that's good. All the ones at the bottom, all the ones on the top. So we fill the gaps, so we don't have to worry about the nasty CME gaps. And like I said, today there's a big announcement, and it's coming in like an hour. There is a big crypto conference, the Digital Asset Summit. It actually started a couple days ago, but it's going to end today. And it's held in New York, and President Trump is supposed to make an appearance, but it's confirmed now that he's not going to be attending in person. It's going to be a recording. So there were a lot of commotion yesterday about how he's going to like come on stage and make a big thing like at the Bitcoin conference. But right now, I think he has bigger things to worry about in Washington. So he's going to be playing, or they will be playing a recording of him, right? But that doesn't mean the announcement can't be huge. It could be something along the lines of, removing capital gains tax, or something more with the Bitcoin reserve, finding ways to add to the reserve without costing taxpayer dollars, or something else. Something along with the SEC or anything else that's very positive. We just don't know. Sometimes he says things that we just can't predict. Or maybe nothing will be said. Maybe it's a hurrah like speech and that's it. right? We have seen that before. We have been let down before by the summit and a press conference before. And I know some of you guys are thinking, this is probably a nothing burger. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably a nothing burger, but who knows? I'm staying hopeful that something could be announced. He doesn't have to make a recording and give it out. There was no need for him to do so. But you know what? The very fact that he's doing so shows that he still cares. And we'll see. This is coming in about an hour. And it could be something big, something that we don't even know. If it is removing capital gains tax or something along the lines of something making capital gains tax or tax more favorable, it will be absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. All right, guys, that is it. Keeping this morning's video nice and short. We will see how today goes. It does look like the markets go open up in the red. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is feeling the pressure a little bit, although we are still in a very good place versus yesterday. You have XRP still holding most of the gains from yesterday. Look at that big climb, and it's still holding right around there, right? You have Solana, didn't really do much. It's still holding about 130. You got Cardano. That's about where it was yesterday. It came up a little bit. You got Sui that held most of the gains from yesterday. That's good. And Bitcoin held most of the gains from yesterday. And same thing with Solana. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.